It's my life. Lazy. It's my life. I got dirty.
This video teaches you how to tie the double overhand knot. Form a loop in the rope and pass the end through it. Pass the end through the loop again and tighten the knot. The double overhand makes a secure stopper knot. This video shows how to tie the half hitch and its similarity to the overhand knot. Pass the tail around the standing end. This looks very like an overhand knot. A pull on the standing end produces the normal appearance of a half hitch. One more is needed to take any load. Pass the tail around the standing end and tuck it under itself, the usual way to tie the half hitch. This video teaches you how to tie the clove hitch using the end of the rope. Pass the end of the rope around the pole, continue across the standing end and around the pole a second time, thread the end under itself and pull tight to form the clove hitch. This video shows how to tie the square knot or reef knot and some other related knots. First pass one end over and around the other. In this case the red end passes over then under the blue. Then repeat the process. Again the red end passes over and under the blue. Tighten to make a neat symmetrical knot. Because it is not very secure, it is quite common to add an extra half knot. The surgeon's knot has an extra turn in the first half knot to reduce slipping. The granny knot results when the second half knot is tied the wrong way and is even less satisfactory than the square knot. Finally, the thief knot has the two ends lying on opposite sides of the knot. Supposedly sailors tied their kit with it so that they would recognize tampering. This seems unlikely because it pulls undone under the smallest load and is much harder to tie. This video shows how to tie the sheet bend, useful to join two ropes of different sizes. Make a bight in the thicker blue piece of rope. Pass the thinner red rope through this bight and then around the blue tail and blue standing end in that order. Finally, tuck the thinner rope under itself to finish the knot. When tied correctly, the two ends lie on the same side of the knot. If there is a marked difference in rope size, the smaller rope can be passed around and under itself a second time to make the double sheet. This video teaches you how to tie the alpine butterfly loop. Wrap the rope around your hand so that at the end of turn 1 the rope is positioned close to your fingertips. Continue around so that the next turn finishes close to your wrist. Pick up the turn near your fingertips and pass it up under the other two turns. Slide the knot off your hand and tighten by pulling on the loop and both ends. This video teaches you how to tie the sheepshank knot. Fold the rope to approximately the desired new length. Form a half hitch in one standing end, drop it over the adjacent bight, and tighten it. Form a half hitch in the other standing end, drop it over its adjacent bight, and tighten it too. Apply the load carefully and never trust this knot for critical. This video teaches you how to tie the figure-8 knot. With the tail, make a loop in the end of the rope. Then continue around the rope before passing the tail down through the loop to complete the figure-8 knot. This video teaches you how to tie the figure-8 double loop or bunny ears. With a long bight in the rope, use 2 double loops to tie this figure-8 knot, but don't pull the end of the original bight through. Then spread out this end of the bight and pass it under, up, and over the whole knot. Finally, pull it tight around the 2 standing ends to lock the knot. This video teaches you how to tie the figure-8 follow-through loop. First, tie a loose figure-8 knot and pass the tail end around the attachment point. Then follow the original figure-8 around the entire knot in reverse. Exit beside the standing end to complete this flat version of a 2-stranded figure-8. Finally, Tighten the knot so that each outermost loop snugs down beside its adjoining turn. This video teaches you how to tie the bowline. Form a small loop in the rope, leaving a long enough tail to make the bowline that you need. Pass the tail of the rope through the loop as though making an overhand knot. Continue around the standing end, and then pass the tail back through the small loop to complete the knot. This video teaches you how to tie the one-handed bowline. With the rope passed around behind you, hold about 1/2 meter of the short end in your hand. Use your thumb to hook a piece of the standing end and form this into a loop around your hand. Then use your fingers to pass the short end around the standing end and back into your hand, and withdraw your hand from the loop to form the bowline. For added security, use the end to tie an overhand knot around the rope that forms the loop. This video teaches you how to tie the double fisherman's bend. Overlap the two ends. Wrap one end around both ropes 2 full turns. Then pass this end back through these turns and pull it tight. Next, pass the other end 2 full turns around both ropes. Pass this end back through these turns and pull it tight. Finally, pull on both ropes to tighten the 2 knots against each other. This video teaches you how to tie the prusik knot. Use a piece of cord formed into a loop. Pass the knot around the rope 3 times inside the loop. Make sure the turns lie neatly beside each other and pull the knot tight. This video shows how to tie the Albright knot. Make a loop in the thicker line, the gold one here. Pass the end of the thinner line, the blue one, through the loop and wrap it neatly around itself and the loop 10 times. Then pass the end back through the loop next to itself, lubricate, pull the knot tight, and trim the end. This video teaches you how to tie the water knot. Tie a loose overhand knot in the end of one strap. Thread the end of the other strap in the reverse direction, following the exact path of the first overhand knot. Finally, pull tight to complete the knot.
It's my life.